There's something truly captivating about watching animals in their natural habitat, especially when they're trying to scare each other or even their human companions. I mean, who doesn't love a good animal video? You click that play button, and suddenly, you're transported into a world where the stakes are high and the drama is intense, all while being wrapped in the adorable package of fur, feathers, or scales. Today, we're diving into the delightful chaos of animal antics, those moments when they try to assert dominance, scare off a rival, or even give their humans a good scare. Let's start with our furry friends, the dogs. Now, if you've ever owned a dog, you know they have this uncanny ability to transform into little furry warriors when they see a squirrel. You know the scene. They spot this tiny creature, and suddenly, it's like they've been possessed by the spirit of a lion. They bark, they growl, they leap around, as if they're ready to take on the world. But let's be honest, that squirrel is probably just as scared of the dog as the dog is excited to chase it. It's a classic case of who's scaring who. Mike, Geesees. And then there's the infamous bark off. Picture this. Two dogs facing off in a park, each trying to outbark the other. It's like a comedy routine where neither gets the punchline. One dog lets out a deep, booming bark, and the other responds with a high-pitched yelp, as if to say, "Oh yeah? Well, I can be loud too." Onesies. It's hilarious because, in reality, neither of them is really threatening the other. They're just two goofballs in a battle of vocal cords, and the humans watching can't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. Now, let's not forget about cats. Cats, the masters of the stealthy scare. They can go from sweet and cuddly to fierce hunters in a split second. Have you ever seen a cat try to scare a dog? It's a sight to behold. A cat will crouch down, tail twitching, eyes wide, and then, bam, they pounce. The poor dog, caught off guard, jumps back as if it's just seen a ghost. But let's be real here. The dog probably just thinks, "What the heck was that?" It's as if the cat is saying, "I'm the king of this castle, and don't you forget it." And then there are those moments when a cat sees its reflection in the mirror. Oh boy, that's a classic. The cat approaches cautiously, tail high, and suddenly spots this other cat staring back at it. It's like they've just encountered a rival. The fur stands on end, the hissing begins, and you can almost hear their thoughts. Who is this imposter? How dare they invade my territory? It's a hilarious misunderstanding, and you can't help but chuckle at their sheer bewilderment. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the more exotic animals. Have you ever watched a video of a peacock displaying its feathers? It's a stunning sight. The peacock struts around, spreading its magnificent tail, trying to impress a potential mate or scare off competitors. It's like a fashion show meets a standoff. The colors, the patterns, the sheer flamboyance. It's nature's way of saying, "Look at me, I'm fabulous." But what's truly fascinating is that while the peacock is busy showing off, other animals are just going about their business, completely unimpressed. It's a reminder that sometimes what we think is a big deal might not even register on someone else's radar. And let's not forget about the playful antics of monkeys. Monkeys are notorious for their mischievous behavior. Watching them try to scare each other is like watching a live-action cartoon. They'll puff themselves up, bare their teeth, and make all sorts of ridiculous faces, but deep down, you know it's all in good fun. It's a game of who can be the biggest goofball, and honestly, it's hard not to root for them. They know they're being silly, and they embrace it. It's a reminder that sometimes the best way to connect with others, human or animal, is through laughter and playfulness. Now, let's talk about birds. Have you ever seen a bird trying to scare off a cat? It's a brave move, and honestly, it's a bit of a gamble. The bird will puff out its chest, flap its wings, and squawk as if to say, "You might be bigger than me, but I'm not afraid." It's a bold statement, and you can't help but admire the bird's courage. But let's face it, the cat is probably just sitting there, amused, thinking, "What are you doing, little guy? You're not scaring anyone." It's a classic case of mismatched confidence, and the bird's determination is both admirable and utterly entertaining. Now, let's circle back to those moments when animals try to scare their humans. Have you ever seen a dog trying to protect its owner from a vacuum cleaner? It's a sight to behold. The dog barks, runs in circles, and tries to act all tough, but deep down, you know they're just as scared as you are. It's like they think, if I bark loud enough, maybe this monster will go away. The vacuum cleaner, of course, has no idea it's being challenged by a tiny creature with a big heart. It's a hilarious reminder that sometimes our pets take their roles as protectors a bit too seriously. And then there are those cats that love to sneak up on their owners. You know the type. The ones that lie in wait, perfectly still, until you least expect it. Suddenly, they leap out from behind a couch or a door, and you jump a mile high. It's like they've been training for this moment their whole lives. You can almost hear them thinking, "Gotcha! You thought you could relax, didn't you?" It's all in good fun, of course, but it definitely keeps you on your toes. And let's not overlook the classic jump scare moments. Those videos where a cat or dog suddenly appears out of nowhere and gives their owner a heart attack? Priceless! You can see the moment of realization on the human's face as they go from calm to startled in a split second. It's a reminder that our pets have a knack for turning the mundane into the extraordinary. One minute you're just going about your day, and the next, you're in a comedy sketch, courtesy of your furry friend. Now, let's talk about the animal kingdom's ultimate pranksters, the raccoons. Raccoons are like the comedians of the animal world. They'll rummage through trash cans, knock over bird feeders, and generally cause chaos, all while looking adorable. Watching a raccoon try to scare off a dog is a spectacle. The raccoon will stand up on its hind legs, puff out its chest, and hiss. But let's be honest, the dog is probably just confused. It's as if the raccoon is saying, "I may be small, but I'm not afraid to stand my ground." And the dog is thinking, "What is happening right now?" Boys, it's a delightful dance of misunderstandings that leaves you laughing. Now, if you really want to see some impressive animal antics, you have to check out the videos of animals who think they're much bigger than they really are. You know the ones. Tiny dogs barking at much larger dogs, or a little kitten trying to take on a full-grown cat. It's a bold move. And while it's endearing, it's also a little ridiculous. The little ones are all puffed up, trying to project confidence, while the larger animals look on with a mix of amusement and confusion. It's a reminder that size doesn't always matter. Sometimes it's all about attitude. And let's not forget the classic, who can scare the human moments. Have you ever seen a dog try to scare its owner by pretending to be ferocious? They'll growl, bark, and flash their teeth, but at the end of the day, they're just big softies. It's like they're saying, "Look at me, I'm tough." While wagging their tails and begging for a belly rub. It's a hilarious contradiction that makes you realize how much personality our pets have. In conclusion, the world of animal antics is a treasure trove of laughter, surprises, and heartwarming moments. Whether it's a dog barking at a squirrel, a cat pouncing on its reflection, or a raccoon causing chaos in the backyard, these moments remind us of the joy and unpredictability of life. Animals have a unique way of connecting with us, whether through their attempts to scare us or their playful antics. So the next time you find yourself scrolling through those adorable animal videos, take a moment to appreciate the sheer entertainment and the lessons they bring about courage, playfulness, and the beautiful unpredictability of life.